James here from the Gator Nation Football Podcast, bringing you a film review of Florida versus Samford. Obviously, another very interesting day for the Florida football program. If you've listened to the podcast already this week, you know we had plenty to say about who we feel like our best head coaching candidates are for the future. Of course, I have no information as to whether or not Dan Mullen is going to be staying or going. It is my opinion he should be going, and the program needs new direction. For this film review, we'll just take a look at what went on in this game, and I'm going to exclusively focus on touchdowns and drive-ending plays. So we'll look at maybe 15 to 20 plays that occurred in this game. We'll look at them quite quickly, but it will give you an idea of obviously what went right on offense and what went wrong on defense and everything in between. As always, if you like this content, subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media, consider dropping us a dono on Patreon, where you can support my efforts and our efforts to bring you the podcast and this type of content each and every week. And obviously check out our podcast that releases every single Monday, where we bring you all of our thoughts on Florida's football program. All right, here's Jace Chrisman. This is the start of the game, and he's got a little thumbs up there. Here we go. Let's go. Let's have a good game. Going to be a nice day. We got an overmatched opponent. Thumbs up. Let's go. Special teams. Let's go play some defense. Everybody ready? I'm ready. You're ready. And we are off and running. Let the pain begin. We'll take a look at our first scoring play. It's 3rd and goal after Samford's had a nice 4.5-minute drive here. Samford's going to give some window dressing. They're going to make it look like they want to run the ball this way. Florida's going to play right on into this. Watch the D-line here as we're going to overshift to this side and load the numbers there. So we're 4 on 3 on this side, and all Samford really wants to do is go ahead and get a block here, and a block here, a simple little pitch, and then see if Florida does a bad job holding the edge, which of course Florida is going to do a bad job setting the edge because we rarely ever set the edge. It's been a staple of Florida's defense all along. We're not going to do it here again. Hopper, late to get this. He should already be over here reading this play, knowing this is going to be taken out. He needs to flow in here. He is the free linebacker. As much as I like Hopper, again, young guy, this is just a mistake. His first few steps are wrong. That's going to doom him on this play. He's never going to get there in time. And one reason I like Hopper is you're going to see he holds himself accountable right here. He's frustrated. He's frustrated with himself because he knows that's his fault. He's got to make a better play than that. He doesn't, and Samford gets on the board for a touchdown early on. They probably had no idea they were going to be scoring this many touchdowns in this game, so they're going to celebrate this one. Let's go. We're in there. We got some points on the board. And that would just begin to open the floodgates. Florida now 1st and goal, trying to answer on their first drive after driving down the field. We're going to get an immediate A-gap pressure and a win right here. Just going to chuck him aside. Bye-bye. Don't need just Stuart Reese. He's going to fall to the ground. So this is good for Samford. Nice A-gap pressure here. We're setting the edge quite nicely here. Take a look at the positioning of the defensive end. He's holding up. Leverage facing this way, allowing him to escape and run this down. A-gap pressure here, a chance to stop this play on 1st and goal. Unfortunately, just not athletic enough to run with Malik. And same thing here. He should shed this block this way. Instead, he sheds it up the field, being too aggressive. Maybe a little hold. Either way, Malik Davis runs around the outside, and Florida scores their first touchdown of the game. 3rd and 5, and we're going to get our first coverage bust for Florida. Florida is in cover 1 man. Single high safety, cover 1 man. Hopper matched up on the running back. Trey Dean, however, also thinks he's matched up on the running back. I don't know who Trey Dean thinks is going to cover the slot receiver. Clearly, it's not going to be Hopper in cover 1 man, but he thinks that's the case on 3rd and 4 because the ball is snapped. And he's like, yep, that's me. I'm going into the flat, and I am taking this out. You can see Hopper. He's dropping back here, taking a look at the running back. We've got a spy, the rat or the robber, depending on what term you want to use, robbing this middle route here. Everything looks good except for Dean, who's going to go off the reservation. There he goes. I'm going to make a play down here. Hopper also going to make a play down here. And he's thinking, wow, this is pretty great. I feel like I am quite open. And he is, in fact, quite open. Nice ball from Liam Welch. Good spin on that one. Look at that spiral. Leads him into the space. And here's Torrance, who had been really, really good until last game and this game. Typically, at least make this tackle, mitigating the damage. And nope, not going to happen. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling into the end zone again. Let's celebrate. Look at this. Take a look at the bench. I've got time to look at the bench. I'm in the swamp. We're not scoring 1 touchdown. We're scoring a second. Trot in the end zone. Let's go to the house. And then let's get our scoot on. Samford having a great time here in the swamp early on. First and goal now for Florida. Samford actually has the exact right idea for this play. Notice they're 4-on-3, 4v3, which you want to do. They have guessed correctly that Florida's not going to run the ball here. They're going to wind up predicting they want to go to this side, and they do. Emery's going to make this run fake, which Samford does not bite for. Take a look. He's not biting. These guys are going to play against the pass. They're doing their job. Everything is good, but they just don't use the proper zone technique. He comes down low. He needs to sink more in this situation. He sinks too far back. So take a look as we lose contact here with Weston. It's always fun to watch Florida run these plays, by the way, because he's faking. Take a look here. He's faking blocking. Just looks really funny. It's like, look at him. Sort of scooting along right there, like, do. Okay, I'm running a route. At any rate, obviously he's got too much space here. And that's going to allow Emery to do what he wants to do, which is hit this first read he's looking at. If his space is closer, if his space falls back some more, he should be moving back into the outside to stop this predictable wheel route coming. He's a defender who's going to wind up getting stuck in no man's land underneath. Had he recognized this play wasn't an Emery run, he'd be back here. But either way, this is the distance you want here. This is good. This is too far. Too much of a bail. You've got the back end zone to help you. You know that Emery likes to throw front balls anyway. How often have you ever seen Emery really successfully put one over the top? Not very often. Do your homework and know he wants to throw some type of hitch route. And there you go. Comfortable throw for Emery. Helmet and chest facing back into the backfield. Throw is on time from Emery. Waits for the throw, sees the window, puts it in there. Touchdown for Florida, and we're tied up 14-14. A lot of celebration went on for Florida in this game, which I'm going to chronicle later on. It's fine to celebrate touchdowns, but as this game goes on, at some point in time, I think a team with a championship mentality would have been less excited about scoring so many touchdowns against an FCS opponent. Hard to understand, really, Florida's mentality in this game with their, I would say, excessive celebration in a game that was clearly not going the direction you'd want to go to if you had your eyes on the prize as a championship program. All right, 14-14, first and 10 for Samford. Sometimes in this game it was hard to know what kind of defense Florida was even in. They were predictably late to line up, as they've often done before. And now you get this kind of situation. So you have two high, and then a third here in Avery Helms, who this makes it look like we're going to be playing a cover 4, but then you have Elam here down low, funneling to the inside. His side looks like a cover 2, so we would probably call this a cover 6. That's the most likely thing I would call. Florida hardly ever runs a cover 6, so perhaps they wanted to run one. The only problem is what happens now is things go sideways. Here we have Perkins. Perkins thinks he's playing man. And then here we have Diabate, and he's not sure what's happening. He's opening up at first to pick up here. Here comes the running back. Then Diabate recognizes, I think the running back is me. I'm pretty late. We got some pointing here. Hey, I've got a mesh route coming. This is the mesh route. I got a mesh route coming, so we're trying to zone that. So we're zoning this clearly. Perkins not zoning anything. He's manning. He's zoning. So he's going to stay and wait for this mesher. There it is. He's passing it off. And then Perkins is also chasing the mesher. Who's wrong? I don't know. On top of that, we have two defenders here sitting in a cover 4 who are not covering anyone because we're not there. And then you've got Elam here again. And if this was a cover 2, he would pass this off and then come downhill. He doesn't pass it off. So now it's hard to say that we're in a cover 6 anymore. Who knows what we're in? We're running our own defense where each player does whatever they want. Clearly not correct. That's a busted coverage across the board. And now here comes Diabate, who's running backwards at first and not over here. So Diabate now, let's watch Diabate's path on this play. Here we go. Open up. He points. Okay, I step forward. I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to go there. Okay, now I'm going to locate, there's the number 1 receiver, and I'm going to step here, and I'm going to help on the number 1. Okay, well, that's possible. If we're in a cover 2 defense, that would be correct because Elam is going to peel down here and play the flat. So that's what Diabate thinks. Elam, though, is running with this. He's running with this. And so now Diabate's like, oh, wait, Elam's still running with this. I probably need to come down here. Yep, there it is. And now I'm going to jog. I mean, look at the effort that Diabate gives here. I'm going to jog. And he is jogging. Jog, 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 arm out. Now, look, you tell me. You tell me. I don't understand this. I obviously on the podcast kind of jokingly called for a mutiny from the defenders to walk out on Grantham so that a change would be made because that just wasn't helping anyone. But if you want to play football past college football, or if you want to play next year for potentially a new coach, you don't want to put this stuff on film, Diabate. You're too smart for this. You don't want to put this stuff on film. This is ridiculous. I mean, that is a zero effort play. Then on top of that, we have 2 Florida defenders going to the same outside route. This is horrible. I mean, what is Torrance doing right here? Right? Only one of these guys needs to take away the sideline. The other one needs to take away this. And you have your 3-on-2 scenario. So Diabate, because he's lazy, doesn't get there. He should make the tackle. And then Torrance, who engages the outside. Elam, who's head up here. Just really no interest here. And so we throw a flat route to a running back that goes all the way for a touchdown. Again, why does this occur? Because you don't have one blown assignment here. You have multiple guys doing whatever they want at the moment of truth. When a hustle play from Diabate could save it, he doesn't hustle. Then you get a bad back-end tackling scenario from both Torrance and Elam, and that is what horrible defense looks like. 1st and 10 for Florida. Florida's going to fake a strong side run here. Fake a strong side run. The guard's going to pull across. It's going to tell Samford, hey, we're running the ball this way, right? And we're going to instead go to the weak side with Emery on the zone read. And here it is. There's the read. Again, right away, you get the outside end pushing up the field. You get a great containment block here, leaving a really, really nice hole. Kingsley gets thrown off at the end of that block, but he has done his job, right? He's on the inside seal here. He's done his job, created a lane. There goes Emery out the weak side. And now all Florida needs is a good block here, which it gets. There's a great block from Henderson, re-engages. Then a safety versus Emery on the 2-yard line, and he takes it in for the touchdown. So nice play design there by Florida, setting up that zone read to the weak side and a relatively easy touchdown. 3rd and 8, Florida yet to get a stop in this football game. We talked on the podcast last week about the promotion of Christian Robinson. It was something that I personally did not like at all. The linebackers have been, I thought, the worst group on film, really all season long. The linebackers since Christian Robinson been here just really have not been good enough. I thought giving it to him, for whatever reason, really was a poor decision across the board. The defense definitely got even worse during this week. And again, that's not totally surprising given that he coaches the most undisciplined and least fundamental group on the entire team. I'm not here to pick on Christian Robinson, just this is what the film suggests. Seems like a bad executive level decision to promote a guy who struggled to coach his own group. Florida did it, at least on this case, on 3rd and 8. We are going to play cover 1 man, and we are going to play this successfully and get a stop. A whip out route here, and a whip in, rather. There's the whip in. Perkins recovers nicely. He is now running the route here for him. And again, Perkins struggled in this game at times, but when he's actually playing man, he's a very, very good cover guy. And here he is breaking down. Even if this pass were to get completed, it doesn't. It gets batted down. Even if it gets completed here, here's the first down marker. He's already engaged this. This is not going to be a first down. Now, perhaps they go for it. It could be 4th and 3 or 4. Either way, cover 1 man here. The first really successful defensive stop from Florida in the football game. We talked about after the Alabama game how Florida's speed option was a wrinkle that was not going to be able to be repeated as the season went on. That's true even against a team like Samford. It was really just a gimmick. The play itself is not gimmicky, but it's not something you can repeat when teams know you want to do it and you're limited offensively. Here on 4th down and 3, Florida was stopped on 3rd down and short as well. And now they're going to try to run the speed option really to the strong side of the formation. And this is what happens when you set the edge. Notice how 35 sets the edge, make contact here with Tarquin. The right tackle, make contact, push off, and put yourself on the edge. There's the edge. That allows your safety to then come down here and fill. We've got a head up here from our slot defender as well. He goes to the outside. This is good fundamental football from a terrible defense. Samford's defense is not good, but on this particular play, they do all the right things. Make sure he takes the outside away. Safety's now pursuing inside. Your edge defender is controlling the other part of the inside, and then you get a really excellent breaking free of Whittemore's block. And on 4th and 3, Florida doesn't gain anything. Again, that's fantastic stuff from Samford's defense, but one of the reasons teams can do this so confidently is because of what they see in front of them from a predictable Florida play. 2nd and goal for Samford. Florida is going to over-respect Samford's passing game. You got Liam Tebow Welsh on this play. Sometimes he was Liam Vic Welsh out there running around, but this one is going to be Tebow. He's going to just take a little QB keeper right here. But watch Florida's defense on the strong side. You're going to commit 4 defenders with all eyes on the receivers. So essentially, Florida is going to play this play with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders versus 5 defenders, which leaves a +1. A +1. Florida choosing to do this is going to doom them. Just keep a look-see here. No one cares about where the ball is going over here. We're not even going to be a conflict defender. We're just going to lock up and man and have a bonus defender here. And that allows a very simple pull from the guard into the vacated space here in the B gap. There we go. Kick him out. We're going to drive here, which is great about this play for Samford is, look at this. Like, he's like, oh, great. I don't have to block anyone. There is no linebacker here or safety. He's over here. So I'm just going to chill and get an extra help block here. And we're going to walk in the end zone. Touchdown, Samford. Points on the board. 2nd and goal for Florida. Now, Samford, unlike Florida, the play we just saw, is actually going to do the right thing here, and they're going to commit the proper number of defenders to the run. Play man here without any safety help. Of course, they're on the 1-inch line. You should. I would like to see Samford get even more aggressive here on the line of scrimmage, just to help themselves beef up rather than have 3 linebackers back here. But that's just me. Either way, Florida then going to take the H back here, the tight end in Gamble. We're going to pull across the formation to get a block. He's going to kick out the first guy he sees, which is there, and then Pierce is going to just walk in the end zone. Pierce had another great game. Of course, Pierce, again, getting some acclaim on Pro Football Focus, which tends to have some really bad takes on things at times. They get this one right, though. Pierce is an excellent running back. It's criminal how few carries he's gotten this season. We've chronicled it all along on the podcast. He just doesn't get enough carries for how good he actually is, but another good game from him and a touchdown from Florida, making it 28-28. Let's create the artificial hype here on the sideline. It's special teams time. Yeah, you probably guessed it. I'm not a fan of things that are artificial. I think you want authenticity on your football team. Either way, love it, hate it, whatever. So we're going to get hyped up. Kickoff time. Here we go. Foot to ball. And here comes Montrell Washington, a man who had a stellar game. Let's give him a standing ovation, everyone. That's right. He tore Florida up in all phases of the game. And he's going to do it again here. We're going to get a sniper. Here's who should be making the tackle, and he is going to just snipe himself. Bye-bye, he's out of the play. He should be right here making this tackle. He's not there. That allows Washington to do some slippery sliding through the gap right here. Again, this is his gap. That's his role. It's his job. He falls, doesn't do it. Now we're through. And now we're through again. And we're off to the races. Not going to catch him. One more time. There it is. Sniped right there. And we're off and we're out of there. And look, dude's fast. 100-meter sprinter, long jumper, hurdler, track guy in high school. And my favorite finish right there. One more time. Okay, one more time again. I love the sprinter finish. Absolutely. Boom. Love it. Classy stuff there from Montrell Washington, who had a day he will never forget in the swamp. 3rd and 2 for Florida. They feel like they should just be able to line up and run the ball, but we're going to get a nice B-gap pressure here. There goes Stuart Reese. We're going to just completely miss there in the B-gap, and then we're going to get a nice A-gap pressure, which Florida has been susceptible to all year long. Samford clearly saw this. Let's bring an A-gap pressure with a linebacker. We get a win from our defensive tackle, and this play is dead. Right there in the backfield on 3rd and 2. Florida unable to convert. Samford now taking control of this game. It's 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. Little play action, little spin out, and little pump fake, run, touchdown. Not bad. Here's Vic. Get Liam Vic Welsh out here evading the rush. Let's take a look and see what Florida chooses to do on this play. This time, Florida now is employing a bunch of run defenders. We're looking in the backfield. We're making sure we're still going to play 4-on-3 here. See the eyes? 1, 2, 3, 4. Still going to play 4-on-3 here. It's 2nd and 8. Not a bad time to do that. In fact, everything about this play call is just fine. But what does Florida struggle to do? Control the edge. Avery's going to come flying in here way too hot. He's going to run to where the quarterback is rather than to where he's going. Never want to do that as a defender. If I'm teaching Avery to rush here, I want him to rush at this backside shoulder. That way, if the quarterback climbs up, he's going to wrap his left arm around and make the tackle. You do not want to run at the inside shoulder because it allows the quarterback to turn and escape. There it is. Inside shoulder, over pursuit, shallow angle. Now you're in trouble. Now here we go. Here comes Hopper. Again, a guy I like coming down the field. This is a veteran move here to pump fake. Little pump right there. Pump right there is going to get him. And again, this is well behind the line of scrimmage, so a pump fake is smart to do. That slows Hopper up just enough, and then Vic Welsh exits out, ball out, touchdown. Samford taking a commanding lead in the second quarter of this football game. 3rd and 10 for Florida, and this to me was the play of the game. It's 3rd and 10, it's 42-28. Samford was not being stopped. There's plenty of time left. If Florida gets stopped here and it goes 49-28, Florida may not win this football game. Emery, going to do what Emery does here. He's going to just take a look here, which is not anything. Doesn't mean anything. He's not reading anything. It's going to come off of it way too fast. Again, way too fast to already come down to this. Way too early. Timing is off. But he knows what he wants to throw. You know what he wants to throw. That's going to be the inside curl, the route that he loves. Samford, who I thought, again, it's a bad defense, played pretty foolishly against Florida. You put any film in of Florida, you know he loves to throw the inside curl. He loves to throw hitches. He makes any route a hitch. We've talked about it. Now, sometimes he's had better throws than not, but that's what he wants to do. You got to sit on it. And on this one, we have a player coming into the window. And this is what Emery wants. He's early. He wants it. Oh, I don't like this. You got a defender right off your screen here who's coming down to the outside. You got a flowing defender here. I don't love this, and I still want to throw it. I don't like it. It's late. Okay, I'm not going to throw it. Now, that's a good decision by Emery. Again, he's making one read and running, which is not high level, but don't throw that ball there because that could be a pick six, which is probably what was going to happen. Instead, he's going to take off and run, which is a good thing because here's your first down marker. There's no spy on him since they overcommitted to the pass. And Emery's going to convert this for a big gain and a first down, and I think probably the first down of the game. If Florida gets stopped there, you might have a different result. All right, 2nd and 4 for Florida. A nice and simple play here that causes Samford to blow a zone. Again, you can look on film and you can see confusing things defenses are doing. There's no doubt they're playing a cover 3 here, except this corner does not get the memo. They're playing cover 3, which means he needs to also let this slant route go. He should call under, back off of this, in which case then these linebackers who dove down initially are going to soak this up. Here's your robber. Everything would be fine. He doesn't do it. He blows his assignment. He's going to chase this drag route, which is eye candy. The play fake to Naquan right here. He then runs a wheel route. He has eaten this play fake. The linebacker sees this, and he then recognizes opening up. But again, in this case, he's never going to get there. This is where he's supposed to be. This is blown. There's the ball. Emery throws. Would you call that a hitch route? I mean, yeah, he's facing backwards. That's a somewhat hitch route. It's certainly not here. But he's going to be able to restart just enough. So as opposed to walking in the end zone again, if he puts his ball out here, he just walks in the end zone. No one's going to catch him. But as it goes, he's got to restart, and he just gets enough there. And Naquan Wright goes in the end zone. So Florida escapes what could have been a 49-28 deficit. And instead, Samford's going to elect to take 3 knees, basically. They're going to run the ball 3 times, which I thought was also questionable by Samford, given how well they were playing on offense, to let the halftime score be 42, Samford 35, Florida. Florida trying to run 4 verticals here. They're going to run 4 verts right here. There's your 4 verts. And then Samford's ready for this. They're all going to bail. Everyone's going to bail. Linebackers are going to be in here following Emery, except they lose track right there. The waving, hey, I'm open. Please feed me the ball. Nice job by Emery there. None of those 4 verticals were open. That's the right decision. Take your check down. Take your check down. Again, we get some nice pressure here. We've seen this a lot, right? Here's some actual pressure. This is not a simulated pressure. We're going to get some late A-gap, which has consistently been a thorn in Florida's side. And Emery escapes it, delivers a good ball here to Malik Davis, who then takes off and is going to finish this play basically not getting touched except for that little slap. And Florida turns a 2nd and 11 into a touchdown. All right, 42-42. Samford now trying to answer, driving down a crucial 3rd and 7. Florida is going to elect to bring pressure in the A-gap on their own. It's going to be picked up well by Samford. Samford basically staying in a max protect here. Max protect. They just want to hit this one route. Everything else really is window dressing. They're trying to hit this one route. And in reality, they're kind of running. It's kind of a baby. This is a baby Mills concept. So if you love Steve Spurrier, the depths are not right here. It's not how Spurrier would have run it, but that's what they're running right there. So you're going to get a post route and an in route. Great concepts. Really, really good concept. They're going up against it in man. So not really what it's designed for, but you can still hit this. Either way, he has this one window read. That's why it's a nice concept. It's very simple for the quarterback to read. He simply reads this in one picture, and then he decides where he's going to go with the football. He's got a route at the sticks in this case, and he's got the post over top if he wants it. Post is definitely not there with a safety sitting over it and good coverage by Elam. He has to take this route, which he comes down to and does. He climbs the pocket really nicely and delivers this ball. It's just a little bit too hot. If he dials this throwback 5-10%, it's a completion and a first down. Instead, he does put a little bit too much on this throw. The receiver's a little late to get his hands up. And then a timely pick made by Florida. Obviously, it's a tie game, 42-42. So we're going to get really excited over here, and we're going to run around like we're heroes of the world, like we're winning a championship, or we're not 4-5. We're stomping, we're celebrating. Look, it's football. Football should be fun. I mean, it should be fun. But it's not a great look to me. It's just not a great look. I think that your team has to understand what your goals are, and your goals are to win championships and to get better. And 42-42 is not something where my team's celebrating. I think I'd prefer a quiet confidence. And I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on here. Difference in mentality, but either way, I don't love it. It's a really nice play design from Florida. As what we're going to do is have Xavier Henderson run a slant route and then actually set a block, because the ball is going to be thrown behind the line of scrimmage, allowing him to block for this. It basically becomes a screen, and he's going to take out two players, right? They're playing man-to-man defense here. They're not switching. They're playing man-to-man. If they were switching, then he would just come out here and he'd cover this up and he would take the inside release. It's not happening. Man-to-man, Xavier just gets head up here, knows all he has to do is put a nice block in. Easy pass from Emery. And now we have a foot race to the end zone, which will be won by Gamble. Nice play design, nice touchdown there from Florida, putting them in the lead at 49-42. There is Christian Robinson, who had a day I think he's going to wish he never had. Perhaps he wishes he wasn't promoted. Who knows? At any rate, it's 4th and 2. Again, a crucial play in this game. Third quarter, obviously still a football game. Samford driving again. This is an interesting play call. If it is in fact a read, then Liam Vic Welsh, or in this case Tebow Welsh, gets the read wrong, because he should absolutely hand this ball off. No guarantee this is going to be the right decision, but given Florida's propensity to not actually hold the edge correctly, of course you have a block here, you get a safety here, that probably gives you a better shot. However, running up the middle, not going to give you a great shot. Here comes Hopper off the edge right away. He's going to come in here. He's the unblocked man. You have your pulling guard coming across. Just not going to be enough on this play. There's one man they're not blocking. That is Hopper. So Florida here has the right play call on to stop this play. Surprising that Samford actually felt like they could just run it right down the middle on Florida on 4th and 2, or perhaps not so surprising, because Florida's defense tend to give these things up. At least in this case, on 4th and 2, we did not see Florida do what they've done before, which is have a too high look. We actually had a rather stacked line, playing aggressive against the run, playing cover one man here, and that is generally a much better way to stop a team, especially an inferior one doing this, and Florida gets rewarded with a crucial stop. 3rd and 1, Florida again in the 20 personnel, 2 running backs, no tight ends. They ran this a few times in the game on Saturday. It's a nice formation for them because they can essentially do this. They're going to run a play fake here for the run. Of course, Emery could also run, and now we have the running back, Pierce, who is here just running a simple go route here into the seam. And as long as we get these defenders to bite, which we do, there's the handoff. He's still staying flat. Here comes Pierce. There's still eyes in the backfield looking at Emery. And that's going to be too little too late. Now they're going to try to recover. Pierce has a lot of room in the end zone. Emery's going to throw this ball on time. But as Emery tends to do, because again, it's a film review, I might as well chronicle it, he just does not finish his throw. He does not finish forward. He's always finished leaning back. And that leads to a super soft hitch route, basically like a second baseman catching a short pop fly here. It's a fair catch I mean, look at him. He's turned all the way around waiting for it. The ideal ball here is to put this ball into the end zone with some velocity to where Pierce catches it here, and these guys are still 4 yards behind him. Instead, he barely sneaks it in. Pierce hangs on. Touchdown for Florida. 2nd and 15 for Samford. Look, Liam Welsh threw some great balls in this game. Perhaps he's Liam Brady Welsh or Liam Rogers Welsh or whoever you want. He threw some dimes. This is one of them. We've seen this before with Perkins. He's a really good man defender, but something he's got to fix is his technique. When he has a cover one safety, he has his safety help. He has got to slide to outside leverage, and he has to keep this route on the inside of him. We've seen him get beat for this exact play before. Teams know it, and they do it again on him. You can see that he needs to be on this side of the receiver. He's not. His safety cannot help him here. And this is still great coverage. I mean, this is why Perkins, I think, does some bad things as far as recognizing his leverage points, because he always feels like he's so close, which he is. But if he wants to take the next step, he has to make sure he's using the proper technique given the coverage. If he's on this side, the safety's able to help this play. Instead, he loses the battle to the outside, giving a nice throw window here for Liam Rogers Wealth, and that is a phenomenal pass. It's great coverage. I mean, you've got the hand right in here from Perkins. Everything is perfect, minus the fact that he did not maintain proper leverage. And this catch by Washington is just filthy. Again, career day, great stuff. The only fault here from Perkins is he just cannot be outside of that. He needs to be on this side, forcing this to the middle. Because he didn't do that, he paid the ultimate price, despite the fact that he was right there. Really, really nice play. Just when you thought the special teams stuff was over, it's not. Squib kick here. Florida was ready for it, kind of. And you can see, again, some scenarios. He's bailing. They're doing their job. They're holding and ready. It's time to get the ball. And they're going to get the ball, in fact, but they're going to miss right there. And then that's going to get picked up. So special teams not quite so special. 56-49. Samford wisely takes a risk there, saying Florida's probably going to score anyway. And here we go. 3rd and goal for Samford. This time Florida is not going to commit 4 defenders. It's going to be a 3-on-3, and they should commit a 4th because the running back is going here, and there's Hopper. No way Hopper's going to get to that, right? Take a look at the angle from Hopper. No way Hopper's going to get to that. This is a zone defense, except we're not getting off the edge over here with Avery Helm. He's getting blocked by 84. They are going to wind up calling holding on this. I mean, is it holding? Right there it is. Yes, it is right there. But in reality, if he doesn't hold, he's probably still scoring. So Florida, I think, dodges a bullet here. They were ripe for the pickings there, and that's a big bullet to dodge. So as opposed to this game being tied, we'll go to the next play, which is going to be a repeat of 3rd down after the holding call. It's 3rd and goal. Florida here now is going to bring some simulated pressure. Florida did this a lot. I did not love it. You're dropping guys like Zach Carter off the ball in his zone windows against Stanford. He's one of your best pass rushers. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me to do that. Florida did it a lot. In fact, at times, although I'm not profiling it for you, Florida only had 2 real down linemen rushing, and they'd have 2 or 3 linebackers going, and they just did some stuff that was not fundamentally sound, in my opinion. So in this particular play, we're going to get a not good exchange here with Cox. Again, this is Cox. So let's look at what's happening here. This is Cox off the line. He's going to come back. He's going to guard the running back. Now, he does the right thing in bailing to the deep spot, but you get a rub there with Helm where they basically take each other out. This is where the ball should go, but Liam Welsh has decided he's coming here the whole time. If he waited for this and he watched his conflict point, which he should, he'd have stuck this ball right in there, and that's probably a touchdown. Instead, on 3rd and goal, he's going to wind up wanting to throw it here into the flat, which is not going to wind up working most likely because Cox is here. You've got Dean coming down. Either way, overthrows that. Florida dodges a bullet, and Samford elects to kick a field goal. If you're going to play cover 3, 1 bail, 2 bail, 3 bail to the middle, you better not leave this much space on the side with the tight end, right? This is going to be too cute. So they're trying to, disguise this. What are we in? Are we in cover 4? Are we going to drop him back? What are we doing with this linebacker? But, you can't do this stuff. You can't do this stuff if you're going to be this far away, right away. Simple play here. They'll play fake to keep the linebackers up, open up right away, hit this 1 ball, stick it in there, boom, touchdown. Simple stuff. Again, good defense requires good alignment. If you don't align yourself correctly early, good teams will make you pay. Florida scores an easy touchdown there on the go route touchdown ball on the seam. 4th and 5. This really is the football game. Samford's still in it, but they need to convert here. Florida is going to elect to play cover 1 man. Playing man, Liam Welsh really probably should have wanted to look down here. Probably the place to go with Elam. Not because Elam couldn't stop that, but because obviously you at least had this little rub window. He can't know that ahead of time. But most importantly, in man, he probably still has what he wants. He's got a hitch route right here. He's going to wind up throwing this ball just a little too hot. Again, if he catches it, is he short of the sticks? Probably. It's a nice way to put pressure right there at the end of that pass. And that's going to effectively end the game. One nice thing that does occur here, this is a really, really good job of Bernie to recognize the number 2 receiver's release is vertical, and he's going to buzz himself right through this window. Make sure you don't get picked by him, and make sure you buzz yourself through this window, which he did, and then come downhill on the running back. So that's a nice angle of approach he took there. You're going to see Liam hold up for a second. That actually, watch his arm here. He's going to actually go to throw, and he's going to just kind of, there's just a little, okay, I like this throw. I see his head is gone. But it's not a great window for him. He's got a little hitch in that motion there, and that causes him to sail this ball high and incomplete on 4th and 5, effectively ending the football game. The official end of the game comes right here with an excellent run by Pierce. Not a great job by the O-line. We're going to immediately get a B-gap pressure here. There it is. Pierce is going to break that tackle. Then he's going to slide through here. Good vision. And this is a really nice move. I mean, this looks like, if you're here, you think I've got him. He has absolutely nowhere to go. He's got to take me on. And nope, he's going to bounce that outside, use the speed that he has. Strong, fast, quick guy. Same thing now. Look at his vision. Is he going to race out here? What's his move? Nope, he's going to cut back and take this angle where he has a block from shorter, and that is going to allow him to score. So good vision, good change of direction, really nice finish. Yes, it's an overmatched opponent, but it does display a lot of Pierce's skills. And then, we're excited. We're high-fiving some recruits. We're going to give some love to the O-line. That celebration feels, a little more appropriate. The game is now over. You've kind of knocked them out. It's not your fault the defense played so poorly. Again, celebrate your touchdowns. Just also recognize who you're playing. But at this stage of the game, that was a little more appropriate. It wasn't the entire sideline going crazy as if they were winning something. I don't want to nitpick that. It just was what it was. Florida's just in that stage right now where they're celebrating wins at the end. To call a win disappointing, as Dan Mullen said, is to disrespect the game. That can't be true. But it is what it is. Either way, Florida does put them out, and we've got one more play to show you. And here's our last play. It's 1st and 10, and here is Anthony Richardson, a guy that perhaps you thought was still injured, not healthy to play. Nope, we're going to bring him in and hand the ball off. And he'll do that 2 more times, and then he'll be out of the game. I'm going to end our play review right here. To me, we spent a lot of time talking in the podcast about what this means, why Florida would do it, why you would start Richardson against Georgia, and then he pretty much hasn't played since then. Then you commit to Emory for the upcoming game against Missouri. Just a lot of things that, again, based on film, don't make sense. The job of this film review is to look at film, give you observations based upon it, and still hard to reconcile, really the handling of Anthony Richardson in any kind of logical fashion. Obviously, I still think that he has far more upside than Emory. At this point in time, it doesn't really matter. I think Florida's going to be dealing with much bigger things than who starts at quarterback for Missouri and Florida State, based upon what's going on with the coaching situation. But it's a curious one. There's not a lot of logic behind it, and hard to really understand why some of the things that have happened. But I will continue to be here each and every week, bringing you a film breakdown and review of what goes on in the remaining Gators games. I will try my best to pick just the entertaining plays or plays that are brand new or things we haven't seen before. It's trickier and trickier to do that each week, obviously, as the narrative becomes less about football and more about other things, but I will continue to do my best. As always, I hope you liked this content. I'm James from the Gator Nation Football Podcast, and I will see all of you next week.